This week, Microsoft finally ended long-term support for Windows XP, which was a bit annoying for people like me who are still using it. I've now switched over to Windows 7, which I'm getting on fine with. It's just an operating system, I don't really care, but it has got me thinking, am I one of those people who resists change? Because I do think there is some evidence against me. For example, I don't use a smartphone, I don't download music, I like to buy it on CDs, I even listen to vinyl sometimes. I've started using a film camera. To some people, I may look a little bit backward, but I want to assure you that there are reasons for my choices. Computers, digital cameras, all the other associated technology, they've given people like me creative tools that have made certain forms of creativity accessible in a way that they wouldn't have been before. The fact I'm talking to you in 1080p video is a testament to that. There are some people who don't like this kind of technology. They're very much enamoured with old-fashioned technology and analogue technology, and I can understand where they're coming from with that, because there is a certain sound given to something recorded on an analogue mixer into analogue tape, and there's a certain look about something that's been shot or filmed straight onto film rather than onto a digital sensor. But I think there's more to this than just aesthetics. One of the things that makes analogue technology successful is that it's restrictive. It actually forces us to be more creative. For example, my film camera of late has been teaching me to be a better photographer. There are two main restrictions that have helped me. The first one is just simply that I can't see the picture until it's developed. So I have to really know what I'm doing. I can't just wave the camera around and go click, 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 click and expect to get the picture that I'm after. And if I'm not going to get the shot I want, I don't press the shutter button. The second thing is that I've only got a certain number of shots. So again, I can't just take as many pictures as I want to. I will take one shot of one thing, which means when it comes down to it, I don't have a pile of editing to do when I get home. Once I process the film, I've got maybe 36 shots that I can sift through, and I've found that almost all the shots I've taken on my film camera I've been happy with, which I find a phenomenal success rate. Considering that I'm supposed to be persuading you that I'm not all stuck in my ways and resistant to change, it might seem a bit strange that I've just been talking about old technology. But the reason I have is that I think old technology is currently teaching me a lot about how to use new technology. Our relationship with technology is fascinating, and I think we can find sometimes that it's not us telling the technology what to do, it's the technology telling us what to do. For example, autofocus on a camera. With focus, we can tell the viewer of the photograph what they're supposed to be looking at, where their eyes are meant to be drawn to. It's subtle, it's almost subconscious. But many of us rely on autofocus quite a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's really important that we know how to switch off and go to manual and take that control back sometimes. And if we expand this thinking beyond just creative tools, we can find that things like smartphones can be unhealthy for us. The reason I don't want a smartphone is because when I leave the house, I want to get away from the internet. I don't want to be hooked up to the internet 24 hours a day. Now, I don't have a big ideological reason for not doing MP3 downloads. I just prefer CDs. Downloading MP3s is a trade-off. You trade off some quality for the convenience of having them instantly delivered to your computer. I quite like to listen to music sitting on my sofa with nothing else going on. I quite like to take an album, put it in the CD tray and listen. And I don't think everybody does that. So I understand that's not the way everybody wants to do it. But I think that's another thing we have to realise about technology, is that it's not for everybody. Different people want to use different technologies different ways, and it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. If you want to do something different, you do it different. There's no reason for us to jump onto every single technological fad that comes along. I only have to say Windows 8 for us to know that. And if we want to avoid the evil computer taking over the world, HAL 9000, I Am Robot sort of scenarios, it makes sense for us in the long term to be in control of our technology, to use it when it suits us and not use it when there's a better way. Mike, I'll see you on Tuesday.